Live broadcast of the market. Sensex is up 500 points, Nifty holds 17.3k, NTPC is up 5% and Maruti is a drag. Indian benchmark indices made a positive start on Friday as Sensex gained 500 points at open to trade above 57,700, while Nifty jumped above 17,200. Mahindra Mahindra made a solid start with 3.78% gain. LT, Dr. Reddy's Labs, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Britannia Industries, Vedanta, 3i Infotech, Aptus Value Housing Finance, Avin Smart Spaces, Asahi India Glass, Atoll, or Small Finance Bank, Bajaj Healthcare, Bharat Electronics, Blue Dart Express, Care Ratings, Central Bank of India, Shamble Fertilizers, Chemplast Sanmar, Crompton Greaves Consumer Electricals, Deepak Fertilizers, Dixon Technologies, Equitas Small Finance Bank, Happiest Minds Technologies, Carnate Bank, Marico, Max Financial Services, Info Edge, Obero Realty, Sujlan Energy, Tetra Coffee, United Breweries, UTI Asset Management Company, and Xenotech Laboratories will release their Q3 earnings on the 28th of January. The landing for Indian aviation stocks, Interglobe Aviation Limited and SpiceJet Ltd has become tougher. Benchmark Brent crude oil prices have surpassed $90 per barrel on account of growing tensions between Russia and Ukraine, as the former is one of the world's largest oil exporters. If the situation aggravates further, there is a risk of oil prices inching up even more. This is worrisome for investors in airline stocks as aviation turbine fuel forms a significant portion of the operating expenses. The Indian government has asked regulators for a swift review of Life Insurance Corporation's draft prospectus, two government sources with knowledge of the matter said, as it pulls out all the stops to have the country's biggest IPO completed by the end of March. The Securities and Exchange Board of India has been urged to complete its vetting process in less than 3 weeks instead of the 75 days it usually requires, they said. We have 10 bankers for the deal. They are available 24/7 for any questions SEBI might have, said one of the government officials, adding that a clean draft prospectus would be submitted. The official also said the government's divestment department was solely focused on the IPO for the giant state-backed insurer from which it hopes to gain as much as $12 billion, and had put aside other privatization plans for this fiscal year. Private lender Kotak Mahindra Bank has witnessed a 15% rise in its standalone net profit for the quarter ending December 2021 at 2,131 crore from 1,853 crore in the same quarter last year. Shares of Kotak Bank were trading over 1% higher at 1,916 apiece on the BSE in Friday's afternoon deals. Net interest income surged 11.8% to 4,334 crore as compared to 3,876 crore in the same quarter last year. Its net interest margin for Q3 FY22 was at 4.62%. Its gross non-performing assets improved to 2.71% as compared to 3.19% in the previous quarter of July-September period. Similarly, net NPAs also came down to 0.79% from 1.06% quarter-on-quarter. The bank said that its net customer additions in Q3 FY22 was 2.1 million as against that of 0.8 million in Q3 FY21. The Punjab National Bank MD and CEO SS Mallikarjuna Rao on Friday said that an increase of 25 to 30 basis points in interest rates can be expected from the next month. Air India's dues of about 4,000 crores have been recovered, he said. As currently, the interest rates of banks are at their lowest, the PNB MD told the news agency ANI, expect an increase of 25 to 30 basis points in interest rates from next month. Air India's dues of about 4,000 crores have been recovered. All the outstanding amount from Air India has been paid off, he added. The Supreme Court of India has granted a stay on the Madras High Court's order directing the winding up of SpiceJet Ltd. The Apex Court has granted 3 weeks to SpiceJet to resolve the matter with Credit Suisse AG. The matter pertains to a Madras High Court order that directed the winding up of SpiceJet after it failed to clear dues given by Credit Suisse. The airline is challenging unpaid dues to the tune of 180 crores, claimed by Swiss Financial Services, Credit Suisse AG. Harish Sav, senior counsel for SpiceJet, informed the Apex Court that the airline was trying to resolve the matter with Credit Suisse and sought 3 weeks for resolving it. Reco, by CMP, 2,349. Target price, 2,965. Potential return, 26,2%. Yes Securities, SRF reported a robust, above-estimated, operating profit of 8.8 bn during the quarter, backed by strong operating earnings across its business segment. With the 9M FY22 EBITDA of 20.7 bn, SRF has already clocked in operating profits higher than entire FY21, in the 9-month period. Going ahead, reopening of mining sector is likely to propel demand for belting fabric. Given 4Q is a seasonally strong quarter for refrigerants and agrochemicals, we expect SRF's strong earnings traction to continue. Maintain buy with a TP of 2965/share. We value SRF at 2965/share on DCF basis, implying a target P/E multiple of 37x FI24E, as against 29x the stock is currently trading at. Our TP is premised upon a revenue and EBITDA growth CAGR of 17% over FY2130E. New age tech stocks have remained under pressure in the recent stock market sell-off, hitting their respective lows since listing. Shares of Nycar have also taken the hit as the stock has declined over 35% from its all-time high of 2,57 for made on the BSE on the 26th of November 2021. Though, the stock, which got listing in November, is still up over 45% from its IPO issue price of 1,125 apiece. Shares of LIC Housing Finance on Friday zoomed nearly 13% after the firm reported a 6% increase in profit after tax for the quarter ended December 2021. The stock jumped 12.63% to 389 on the BSE. On the NSE, it rallied 12.59% to 389. Mortgage lender LIC Housing Finance on Thursday reported a 6% increase in profit after tax at 767.33 crore for the quarter ended December 2021, aided by higher collections and drop in provisions. The Indian rupee eked out a marginal 4 paise gain at 75.05 against the US dollar in morning trade on Friday, tracking positive opening in domestic equity market. However, strong American currency and elevated crude oil price level restricted the rupee's further recovery. Forex traders said geopolitical tensions, sustained foreign fund outflows, and hawkish US Fed stance dragged down the local unit, while positive domestic equities supported the local unit in opening deals. At the interbank foreign exchange, the rupee opened at 75.12 against the US dollar and slipped further to 75.13, before staging a mild recovery to trade at 75.05, clocking a gain of 4 paise. Indian shares rose on Friday as investors snapped up beaten down information technology stocks, and higher crude prices lifted oil and natural gas corp, with a slight rebound in global markets also aiding sentiment. Asian stocks recovered some of their steep losses from the previous session after US markets limited further declines from hawkish Fed comments, supported by a firm economy and strong earnings at Apple Incorporated. The blue chip NSE Nifty 50 index climbed 1.3% to 17,325 by 0500 GMT, while the SP/BSE Sensex gained 1.2% to 57,929. Vedant Fashions Limited, which owns ethnic wear brand Manyavar, on Friday fixed a price band of 824866 a share for its 3,149 crore initial public offering. The initial share sale will open on February the 4th and conclude on February the 8th. The bidding for anchor investors will open on February the 3rd, according to the company. The public issue is purely an offer for sale of 36,364,838 equity shares by promoter and existing shareholders. The OFS comprises sale of up to 1.74 crore shares by Rhine Holdings Limited, up to 7.23 lakh shares by Kedara Capital Alternative Investment Fund Kedara Capital AIFI, and up to 1.81 crore shares by Ravi Modi Family Trust. The promoters of the company are Ravi Modi, Shilpi Modi, and Ravi Modi Family Trust. Since the IPO is entirely an offer for sale, the company will not receive any proceeds from the public issue. At the upper end of the price band, the public issue is expected to fetch 3,149 crore. Yes Securities, in our view, Canfin's Q3 FY22 performance provides clarity on growth and margin trajectory. Our recent branch visits had revealed no material compromise on the quality of new business notwithstanding Co.'s higher HL rate. Return of growth and preservation of strong profitability should re-rate valuation. Current 1-wire rolling FWD P/ABV multiple stands well below the 5-year average. Reco by DMP 576. Target 775. Potential return 34.5%. As Union Budget 2022 date is fast approaching, various industry experts are busy forwarding their demands to Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, who will present the budget on February the 1st. While banking sector is seeking more income tax relaxation on home loans, stock market players are seeking measures from the Modi government to attract more foreign investment. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala portfolio during October to December 2021 quarter Big Bull Rakesh Jhunjhunwala raised his stake in Titan Company, but Life Insurance Corporation of India thought otherwise. While Big Bull raised his stake in the flagship Tata Group company from 3.80% to 4.02%, LIC and foreign portfolio investors cut down their stake in the company. FPIs cut down their stake in Titan Company from 19.06% to 18.55%, whereas LIC trimmed its stake in Titan Company from 3.24% to 3.16% in Q2 FY22. Are investors starting to lose faith in India's new generation IT firms? It certainly appears to be true. The last few days have been the most difficult for all listed startups on the bourses. Shares of well-known brands like Paytm, Zomato, Nycar, Policybazaar, Cartrade Tech, and many more were under pressure in the recent stock market meltdown. In the last 6 days, the Sensex has lost around 4,000 points, whereas the Nifty has crashed around 1,100 points. The drop is being attributed to waning risk appetite for equities as global central banks prepare to tighten monetary policy in order to combat inflation. New age company stocks in India are mimicking the pattern on the Nasdaq, where investors have lost their desire for highly valued tech stock. All prices rose on Friday, set for their 6th weekly gain, amid concerns of tight supplies as major producers continue their policy of limited output increases amid rising fuel demand. Brent crude futures climbed 45 cents, or 0.5%, to $89.79 a barrel at 0:29 GMT, after falling 62 cents during the previous day. However, prices did reach $91.04 earlier in that session, the highest since October 2014. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures rose 50 cents, or 0.6%, to $87.11 a barrel, having declined 74 cents on Thursday. WTI also reached a 7-year high of $88.54 earlier in the session. Both Brent and WTI are set to rise for a 6th week, the longest weekly streak since October, when Brent prices climbed for 7 weeks while WTI gained for 9. Yes Securities maintains buy rating on Nippon Life India AMC with a revised price target of 435. It values NAM at 28x FI23P/E4 and FI21-24 EPS CARG of 20%. Internet search giant Google will invest up to $1 billion in Bharti Airtel through an equity purchase of 1.28% and commercial agreement on mutual terms over the next 5 years. Google will invest the amount as part of its Google for India Digitization Fund in the country's 2nd largest telecom services provider, making it the only company to have invested in both Reliance Jio and Bharti Airtel. The investment includes $700 million equity investment in Bharti Airtel at a price per share of $734 and $300 million towards implementing commercial agreements, which will include investments in scaling Airtel's offerings that cover a range of devices to consumers via innovative affordability programs, as well as other offerings aimed at accelerating access and digital inclusion across India's digital ecosystem. Here is the list of the top 10 stocks that are likely to be in focus on Friday. Punjab National Bank on Thursday reported a twofold jump in standalone net profit to 1,126.78 crore for the 3rd quarter ended December, as bad loans marginally declined. The country's 2nd largest public sector lender had earned a net profit of 506.03 crore in the year-ago period. However, total income during October-December 2021 declined to 22,026.02 crore as against 23,298.53 crore a year ago, PNB said in a regulatory filing. On the asset quality front, the bank witnessed slight improvement by cutting its gross non-performing assets as a percentage of gross advances to 12.88% from 12.99% by the same period a year ago. Adani Wilmar IPO opened for subscription on the 27th of January 2022, and it will remain open for bidding till the 31st of January 2022. The public issue worth 3,600 crore has been subscribed 0.57 times by day one of bidding, whereas its retail portion has been subscribed 0.96 times. After tepid response by bidders on first day of subscription, grey market has also given sideways response to the public issue. According to market observers, shares of Adani Wilmar are available at a premium of 47 in the grey market today. Read more. The strategic disinvestment of Air India Limited has been a learning curve which posed a series of legal issues and challenges. Chuhin Kantar Pandey, Secretary of Department of Investment and Public Asset Management said. On the day the government concluded the first privatization in more than 2 decades, Pandey said the divestment target of 1.75 trillion for this fiscal would not be met as the privatization of Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited will be pushed to FY23. He also said Life Insurance Corporation of India's embedded value is close to being finalized ahead of its public listing. 4 stocks to buy or sell today, the 28th of January. The retreat from risky assets intensified on Thursday after the U.S. Federal Reserve said it is on track to raise interest rates in March and reaffirmed plans to end bond purchases, signaling the end of an era of abundant liquidity. Investors are worried other global central banks will follow the hawkish shift by the Fed, resulting in capital outflows from emerging markets such as India. The U.S. Central Bank had reduced borrowing costs to near zero in 2020 to counter the economic jolt of the pandemic. Indian stocks joined a global sell-off on Thursday. The BSE Sensex slipped 581.21 points, or 1%, to 57,276.94. The National Stock Exchange's Nifty index shed 167.80 points, or 0.97%. to 17,110.15. Read more. Apple Inc. is overcoming the costly global shortage in computer chips, posting record sales over the holiday quarter, beating profit estimates and forecasting that its shortfall is narrowing. The iPhone maker, which is world's largest company by market capitalization, has handled supply chain challenges such as factory shutdowns and shipping delays brought on by the pandemic better than any of its top peers, analysts said. Apple shares rose about 5% in after-hours trading, erasing half their losses on the year. The gains came after the company teased its ambitions for augmented reality in the metaverse. Gold was flat on Friday and set for its sharpest weekly decline since November, as markets digested the U.S. Federal Reserve's policy tightening plans that propelled the dollar index to a multi-month peak. SGX Nifty indicates Indian indices may open to a flat start on Friday.